SteelSeries land 2010.
And if you like MaNa continue with that form from the previous game, please make some noise! Oops. Terran.
And if you would like to see Naama close this series out 3-1, give a cheer for Naama! And it looks like, oh my goodness, much to my heart's delight, the longest term of long-term games maybe before us. Naama in the left position as the red Terran, and all the way across the incredibly large map of Metalopolis is Mouse Sports MaNa.
Wow, and I hope we are going to see another entertaining game like we had just seen. That was so high skill by both players, and I cannot believe how MaNa stayed calm under that situation. He just stayed so cool, waited for so long, finally broke through, and then was under basically the same situation once again on his gold, stayed perfectly calm, and waited until it was the right time to take out his teammate.
I mean, so often when you're against a Terran player, how do you end up winning? You win with some really nice storms. You win because he went mass Marine Marauder and clustered everything together. You get some sort of lucky free shot off, but no, Naama is phenomenal with positioning his tanks, with positioning his Marines and Marauders to minimize damage from Colossus, to minimize damage from storms, and he is such a, just an absolute beast to be against.
And I'm interested to see if Naama will be going for the starport again for the Banshee play. It's going to be interesting to see if he does that, because last game it didn't really work out for him too well.
And it looks like he is getting a supply depot at the front of his base, could wall in later if he wanted to. Gateway down for MaNa, as is the assimilator. And it looks like already MaNa checked the bottom position, saw that nothing was there, will be heading to the left, and will be quite happy to see that Naama is as far away as possible.
And we have this 16 SCV queued once again. Trademark from Naama is just going to go for the extra SCV rather than going for the early command center. I mean, for the early orbital command. And the probe is going to go into the base and see what's going on. And the Marine is only halfway from coming out.
So MaNa now getting into the main, seeing the orbital command, doing again a little bit of zapping. He just gets so angry whenever he scouts his opponent's base. And now this is very interesting by Naama. He is actually trying to wall himself in, and MaNa loses the probe. Now Naama is scouting into MaNa's base again. Very fast second assimilator.
He does. Will we be seeing the factory go down? It looks like no. We are going to see a tech lab go down before the factory. Cancelled the second Marine, actually. It's kind of interesting to see how that will develop. And in the other side of the base, the SCV is still causing havoc, scouting around. Will leave. No, actually, jukes the probe and comes back into the base.
Now, one thing that we have said time and again, but have not quite fully explained, is why MaNa will love these cross positions. As we've seen, Naama is a big tank player, loves sending long, slow, deliberate pushes to his opponent, and with these long distances, it will take a little too long for those tanks to get there. So Naama will have to play outside his comfort zone, perhaps relying on large Marine Marauder forces, which we have not seen from him yet.
Ooh, we see a fast expansion here. Change of build order, please. We do see that. This Reaper into expansion, quite a nice build order, especially with being cross-position. I mean, it's going to be such a long time for your opponent to get towards you. And, well, MaNa actually has no idea about this, and he's not going to scout it for quite a while.
And meanwhile, it looks like second barracks going down for Naama, not doing any sort of fast factory action. SCV returning back home. Reaper going to pop up to this Xel'Naga watchtower. One unit being devoted to that Xel'Naga watchtower, so absolutely critical. And you know, it looks like MaNa is just going to play this off safe, getting the fast robo facility for the Observer.
Yeah, it depends how many observers he is going to get out. Previously, we saw him get out 2, 3, and even a 4th eventually, because there were so many. Well, he felt threatened by Banshees. Unfortunately, there was only one for him. See how many he does build this game, and the probe is coming in. Will he be able to see the expansion? There is a Marauder there. Doesn't have any shells upgraded, but he does know the probe is coming. Will he be able to get it, though?
And it looks like the probe down to 10 life. It does get taken out. Doesn't even get to do a hit on the Marauder. Perhaps walked up and kissed him in his final dying days.
There is kiss of death, you could say.
Oh yeah, it's a kiss, a little mechanical kiss from the probe. Now he's poking up with the Reaper. He might be able to pick off something. No, doesn't get the kill. And wow, look at that nice focus by MaNa. We'll be able to take that free Reaper down.
Takes down the Reaper, denying any scouting. And outside, we do see the transfer going down to the natural and engineering bay quite soon, actually. That's very fast. It'd be interesting to see if he does go for an early upgrade. Stim is almost finished now.
And you know, looking at MaNa's composition, he has not really seen much of anything. He's feeling uncomfortable, so he's going for 3 gateways early on instead of some sort of expand. Looks like he's expanding only after he builds those gateways up. Observer is almost to his opponent's base where he will see the quick expo.
And the Nexus has been planted down anyway. It doesn't matter. He will not need to see the Expo has been put down. The Observer is moving down. We'll have to be careful as there is a turret here. Does not want to be walking into that. And I think the Marines do have vision of it. They do have vision of the Observer. They walk up closely. They could get a snipe, but no, it just goes outside of vision.
Oh, and there's the stim and the scan. Really does not want to be spotted. Very nice play by Naama, eliminating that Observer. And now he will be building, wow, another barracks, and it looks like MaNa is convinced that he can do a little bit of hurt back on his opponent.
It's interesting. The Marine does see everything. It still has control of the tower and sees the composition, and then he decides to pull back, forcing 3 bunkers down. Just that movement so nice, moving forward, putting a little bit of pressure on your opponent, and then just moving back to your home base.
Looks like that Nexus is increasingly close to finishing. There's the Twilight Council going down. Wow, very fast Twilight Council. Clearly wanting Zealots with leg speed and that very key Storm upgrade. There's the Mariner at the Xel'Naga Watchtower. Again, so not fair. Yeah, he killed that probe. Yeah, cheer from the crowd. They're just having any excuse to chill no matter, or to cheer no matter what.
And a little bit different from previous games, Naama actually going for a more infantry-based play, salvaging the bunkers. I was like, what is that noise? Look over at your screen and it's like, bunkers salvaged. But he's going for such a more heavy infantry-style play rather than tank-heavy. Obviously, this is probably because of the spawning positions. As you mentioned, it's going to take a long time for the tanks to go closer and closer to his opponent's base.
Naama has spent some time getting extra add-ons, has 2 tech labs, is getting the combat shield now, has not yet gotten the concussive shell, going to wait till right before he pushes to do so, not getting supply blocked again, very nice, no upgrades coming out yet, and it looks like MaNa is gearing up to take another base. He is going for the very fast Zealot with leg speed, and we do see a Templar Archive spawning at the left position.
Completely skipping Colossus this game, not even going to bother to go for them, going straight for High Templar. They are so good. We're going to have to see Ghosts come out to really combat this correctly. Previously, in the last couple of games, we haven't really seen any Ghosts to help combat this, so that is definitely something he needs to improve on this game.
I mean, with that many Sonic Storms last game, it almost didn't matter what Naama's units were. They were all blanketed under that permanent damage field, but now Naama is moving forward to do a little bit of a push, and MaNa's going to have to be very, very careful if he wants to be able to defend this properly.
And Stalkers are moving out, and if he comes down with a couple of marauders, he might be able to get these. He's moving down, and if the Stalkers go up there, he might be able to get these. The stim is off, and 4 Stalkers are going to be trapped, and he's going to get all these down. Very nice play by Naama.
4 free Stalkers. Meanwhile, in Camp MaNa, he only has 3 remaining gateways, so he does not have enough units being produced. MaNa is just chilling at the back side, and it does look like, oh, wow, Naama did a very smart thing, only stimming a few of those units to pick off those Stalkers. So easy to do too much stim, and meanwhile, Naama having great focus on the map, picking off this probe and taking his own 3rd.
Yeah, he's taking his own 3rd, and that's going to be pretty cool. Interesting to see. We saw OGS top play earlier. He likes to go for the expansion for the gold, and compared to now, he's actually going for it at the top left-hand side.
Oh my gosh, this could be the blunder that ruins the game for Naama. He got 2 very fast starports with reactor to produce double Vikings. He is clearly expecting there to be a big Colossus play, but no, there is only High Templar, and in response, also getting a Ghost Academy.
I like the way that MaNa's actually adapting to how the previous games have gone. He started off the first 2 games by only building Stalkers, very Stalker heavy, and now he's actually changing his army composition to fit the style of Naama, and he's gone for very, very Zealot heavy, with obviously with the charge, and gone for a lot faster High Templar.
Now the real challenge for Protoss is going to be to hold off these medevac drops. Looks like very few tanks from Naama coming out, actually exactly 0 tanks coming out, just big Marine Marauder play. Mobility is going to be the key to winning, so he needs to have good coverage with Templar and cannons to be able to defend against these drops.
And he really needs to start working on his armor upgrades, especially if he wants to survive against all these storms. And look at this, Medivacs coming in 2 full of Marauders. They could actually stim and snipe a Nexus. They are that strong, and there are no units around really that can actually do anything against this.
And oh no, if these 2 Marauder drop ships did land and picked off, whoa, well, he knows he has an Immortal. People very excited to see a little bit of confrontation. This game, again, starting off very tense like the previous game. There's the double dropship on this side, and it looks like 2 dropships out right now for Naama. Let's see if MaNa can have the focus. He does have this nice wall off, but we are seeing MaNa split his forces up again, and there's the drop in the top main.
Will he be able to do anything? He's trying to take down as many pylons as possible, taking down 2, 3, and he should be able to lift up and just leave. At the same time, there is a drop on the right-hand side, but there are units waiting for him.
Oh, the double feedback on the medevac. No energy for you. And 1 Marauder does get left behind, so it will be picked off. And the real question for Naama is how is he going to transition into the later stages of the game? Marine Marauder is great in medium-sized numbers, but not in big numbers. You have to be very, very careful that you don't get maxed with a big infantry force, or else you will die to storms.
Well, he has got ghosts out this game. That is pretty cool because he really does need them against these High Templar.
Yes.
I mean, they're just going to be able to do a lot of EMPs, and that was the key last game. The reason why he lost that is because he didn't have any ghosts, and the storms will just throw in storms left and right all game long and did so much damage.
Now, if he can get enough geysers, if MaNa can have enough High Templar around the map, then he can just constantly storm and feedback and warp in more and more units, which will be very effective. And it looks like, oh my goodness, MaNa is moving more units up to the top, and these medevacs might join together for a huge push into the main.
And here we go. It looks like MaNa is moving out. He saw the exact...
Oh, no, 2 feedbacks!
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable play. Feedbacks on medevacs, a very underused technique. Oh, and it looks like you won't see that there's a huge push moving to the top side. In the meantime, a storm is managing to help clean up this push, and it looks like, oh my goodness, Naama has no idea that MaNa is attacking up at the north.
He needs to move his units right now, or the planetary fortress will be able to help out. He doesn't even bother to try and save it. He says, no way, I'm not helping this, and just leaves it and retreats with all his SCVs and rebuilds another command center.
Free kill. Nuke going, oh, another big storm. Nuke going down at the Ghost Academy. There's another huge push, and the feedback in the main. High Templar there to try to clean everything up. Not going to be as effective, and in the meantime, MaNa's continuing to try to push into the main.
And I don't know, there's so Marauder heavy, and all these zealots are going to do a lot of damage.
Oh,
and he needs some really good EMPs here. And another
oh, there's
really
another one. And oh, no more energy remains except on 1. And he gets the storm off in the main. More dropping action by MaNa, but at the front, that is where his focus remains. Will he be able to defend?
I don't know, these SCVs are going to help out a lot, and it looks like he might be able to defend this, but at the same time, he is dropping at the back of the base, and he will successfully defend this.
And it looks like Naama does defend. He cleans up this force. Naama is still in the running, but so many High Templar for MaNa out on the map, rebuilding everything. So many warp gates.
And he stayed very calm. Both players always calm, and he has got this command center up. He will be getting ready to take the third once again. But the difference in that fight was that the Ghosts did so many EMPs. Only 1 High Templar had energy left.
And it looks like the 1 surviving medevac from Naama will just continue to hang out in the top right, and Naama taking the smart advantage, going to re-expand to his gold. There is that 1 observer trying to move forward, but listen to all that healing going on. There are so many injured units that Naama is still healing up from that last battle. Looks like in the main, running a little bit low on minerals, and in the meantime, re-expanding to the top left.
Oh, these units could be in trouble with these zealots if they do get caught here. And it looks like a couple will be able to get caught. 1 goes down for a nice storm. Not doing too much damage. Medivacs will be able. He's got to be careful. Another storm.
Trying to move forward. A few storms going down. There's the drop at the back. Looks like the medevac is very low on energy. Zealots will arrive in time to clean it up. And it looks like a huge push coming up from MaNa.
And we have a Ghost here with not quite enough energy. 5 energy away. He's got to be careful.
A defensive nuke going down. Huge storms getting thrown down. The nuke is getting close to finishing. He needs to let that finish if he wants to hope to stay alive. And oh no, it looks like great storms. And the nuke is going to fall.
Oh my God, I can't believe that even got off.
But it looks like MaNa is not done yet. All these units are in deep orange, in deep red. The bottom expansion is finished for MaNa, but he is in too many focus places at once. And MaNa, look at his minerals up at 3,000. He just can't macro fast enough. There is just too much going on the screen.
I know, he needs to take another base. He needs to start mining gas on the bottom south position. That is so key. This gold is going to go up, though. The planetary fortress is almost done, and that is going to make it so hard to clear out. And another push is coming.
and unless he can pinch off this planetary fortress before it finishes, that will be up for the remainder of the game. MaNa would be hard-pressed to be able to win this game. And uh-oh, it looks like here are more units coming up. There's the storm. He's just going to deny it by proxy. There's more great storms coming off. And look at MaNa spreading out cannons at the south side. The SCV going to scout it, see what he doesn't want to see. There was an EMP. More Templar advancing forward. He has so many minerals. He's now transitioning into Colossus at this late stage, and more really nice storms. And thank you so much, Naama, for building another nuclear frickin' bomb.
And it is almost completed. Thermal Lance is being upgraded as well. 2 Colossus are in the making. As there are no Vikings out on the map, they are going to be able to do a lot of damage to this army. And uh-oh, it looks like Naama might be the one trying to be aggressive now, as he's got a lot of ghosts.
And it looks like the Colossus is coming out on the screen. There's the double scan. It looks like this Templar is trying to do damage from the high ground cliff, but of course, it looks like Naama's a little too good for that. Not going to let that happen. And look at this, Naama all the way up. Oh! Walks right into the trap. There's the ghost moving up. Needs to feed back those ghosts. They do not have cloak. Only just now is it being researched. Leading with the ghost, trying to pick off all of those high Templar, because if it is just gateway units against Marine Marauder, it will not even be close. But with the Colossus coming out, it might swing more far into MaNa's favor.
And 2 more Colossus are being made. 2 are out now, and that's going to help a lot. Cloak is being researched as well from Naama. That's kind of interesting to see how that will play out. But once again, he's coming down here. If he can manage to cut off this expansion down here, that could be huge.
Uh-oh, and there's the defensive nuke. He's going to nuke in his retreat path, so that way there's no way that this expansion will be able to get killed off. So there he is, warping in Zealots and High Templar from the backside, going to try to weaken this force. This nuke is going to fall. It looks like no, it does get canceled. Wow, one-shotting it, no problem. And it looks like counterattack by MaNa.
And there are so many Zealots. Oh my god, it's a river of Zealots going straight for the platform, just trying to repair it. Needs to do a lot of damage, a couple of EMPs. Stims goes down. Is he going to be able to kick out this?
Oh, he does get the EMP off, and he has more storming going on. This expansion is going to fall as well. The planetary fortress holds, and MaNa is forced to retreat.
And all his units are going to meet up together, and we may see one final push from Naama once all his units are back together. And oh my, these Zealots are so low health. All of them are going to regenerate their shields, but there are a lot of low health Zealots.
Looks like continuing to warp in more and more, and look at all the Colossi on the map right now with those 2 robo facilities just burning through tons of resources to construct them. Now Vikings finally coming out from Naama. Another expansion going down for MaNa in the bottom, and MaNa really is looking to get more resources. These 2 top expansions he needs to shut down.
Yeah, if you look at the saturation on the south base, actually, there's only about 8 or 9 probes there. That's pretty bad, actually, going into the later stages of the game.
If we actually look at the unit counting station, it's 51 workers for Protoss, 61 for Terran, and it looks like Protoss is now gearing up to do a push. He can park those Colossi on the high ground and pick off SCVs.
He is retreating. The scan's been put down. He does decide to retreat, and a lot of Vikings are out now to help deal with these Colossus. 6 Vikings are out, and actually upgrading ship weapons level 1 to help his Vikings deal with the storm when those Stalker hits.
And it looks like another Colossus popping out. None in the main. That extra mineral fund that MaNa had for so long, he has burned through. Max army for Naama moving forth. Uh-oh, there's no vision of it. Does MaNa have any sense that it is coming? No, MaNa has to be very careful to keep all of his units spread out, and he is going to see that there's a final battle moving up right now.
And oh, these ghosts are coming in for a couple of EMPs. They are going to be key. Let's see how good they are going to be.
Uh-oh, there's the cloak. He's advancing forward. There's one storm up on the high ground. There's another EMP. He's trying to warp in more units. Oh, the ghost doing a lot of damage, EMPing everything. Now the Colossus are getting into the fight, but look at how many units are out for MaNa. Oh no, all of them get picked off. There's just the Colossus remaining. More storms, but MaNa manages to win.
Oh my god, how does he manage to be forced to put a nuke down? I don't know if it's going to survive. The ghost is in cloak. Will it be able to put it down? No, it does die, but I can't believe he actually, I thought Terran was going to take that down then, but these Colossus at the back doing so much damage.
A lot of times players will get into Marine Marauder mindset and forget how important those Vikings are, and they will halt production for too long in the game. Naama, having all his units in deep orange, has to pull back to repair, and in the meantime, MaNa, again, patiently pulling all of his units back, but this top expo is the real danger for Protoss.
And the SCVs are being transferred over there. I suspect we will see a planetary fortress being put up soon. And here we are, pretty little drop here into the base, and he will be able to stim. Am I going to snap
And
that?
oh, he gets the majority of them, and there's a lot of zealots here at the backside, so he will have to pull back and retreat. And with no energy on those medevacs, he won't be able to do any sort of feedbacking.
No, not at all. And look at this. If we look at the counting station now, 142 for Protoss and 176 for Terran. Now pulling ahead in the food count. Has got so many units, but the thing is, all the Vikings are so low health. The medivacs are low health also. He really does need to repair them.
Absolutely. I mean, Naama has almost no energy because there's been non-stop battling. The Ghosts are helping in this fight, but the Colossus just do so much damage. And MaNa's real issue, though, is that he is putting no pressure back on Naama. He is just defending. If a Warp Prism came out, that would help a lot, but still it looks like MaNa is in a little bit too much of a defensive mode.
And I'm looking at the army count right now. It's pretty small for MaNa, and it looks like another big attack is coming from Naama. Will he be able to do this? How many High Templars does he have? He only has one, actually. Oh, no, he has two with a couple of storms. If EMP Cloak get in there, there could be a lot of damage being done. But Vikings look like they might be able to snipe some Colossus.
And it looks like there's the scan. He sees the Colossi are completely undefended. Oh no, no Stalkers at all. One Colossus falls. Now he's trying to advance forward. If he can pick off a second Colossus, that would be enormous. But no, MaNa manages to reposition in time. It is a max army versus a 170 army.
And in comes the Ghost. They are going to cloak. Will they be able to go in? They are cloaked. Will they be able to get any good EMPs off? They might as well. Actually, they are coming down now. Will he be able to get some off? There's one High Templar there, sniped out. Is he going to move in now?
Looks like very careful positioning here. Wants to try to advance forward. There's the nuke going down right in the battle direction. He needs to pick that off. There will be no way he can hit this expansion. Does MaNa even realize the nuke is there? Uh-oh, uh-oh, oh no, oh no. He's backing up. He sees the nuke. This expansion is vulnerable with storms at the back end. There's the nuke landing. Now MaNa is just sacrificing his expansion, and now Naama is the one who is backing out after doing just a little bit of damage.
Yeah, a little bit of damage, but doing a lot to the economy of MaNa. He really needs that there. I mean, he's going to have to rebuild it. He has got so many resources, though, up to 1,200. A nice scan there been put down, but look at all this units. There are a lot of Colossus and a lot of Zealots once more. And if he micros these Colossus well with these High Templar, he should be able to take out this army, but it's all going to be down to micro.
And it looks like there's a Marauder just waiting outside the front. All of these Vikings are so low health, and at this point, we do see that Naama is feeling very, very awkward. He has so many barracks, but can't really do too much with them. He is maxed, and there's the expansion nexus going down in the center. And oh, look at this Gravatic boosters, the Warp Prism speed upgrade going down. No, that's the Observer speed upgrade. Whoopsie daisies, I need to learn my Starcraft better. But I mean, again, wants to make absolutely certain people
the
clap.
Encyclopedia of Starcraft gets a question wrong, but it's all good, day 9. It is all good. And this is such... How long is this game going? 31 minutes now for this game. And another expansion being put down for Naama and trying to take this gold. If MaNa manages to mine from this, this will be so good for him.
And it looks like Naama doesn't want to let that happen. He needs to hit this before the cannons get up. Naama is the one who's consuming resources faster than MaNa. MaNa trying to get into a good position, but so many High Templar are out, and they're advancing up to the high ground. There's the big cluster. The Ghosts are trying to come in. Will he get any good EMPs off? Look at that great positioning by MaNa. Uh-oh, they're coming in from the bottom side. Does manage to pick them up. The tree's on fire.
Whoa.
There's a very nice storm. MaNa comfortably sitting in max position. Now there is the air weapon upgrade to try to pick off more and more Templar. Oh, the Vikings taking a lot of damage. He doesn't realize. Oh!
4 Vikings go down. He's going to have to repair them. And this might be the key to push now. Nice EMPs. They do a lot of EMPs. Will they be able to fight, though? He's reading back.
He is trying to pull back. There's not that many Vikings on the field. MaNa again has been defending all game long, but here's the attack. There's the storms. Where are the units going? MaNa cleaning this attack up. The gold is done in good game! Unbelievable! Naama, who won game 1 so quickly, who won game 2 so quickly. MaNa now battling back in game 3 in an over 30-minute game, battling back in game 4 in an over 30-minute game, and we are down to the deciding 5th set.
After those first 2 games we saw, I thought this would never happen. I was praying that MaNa could do this and pull it back, and he has done that. And like I said, the best players can pull it back from 0-2 and go the distance to take down this tournament. And he is showing us some excellent Protoss play, and we are going to go straight into this final game, and the map is going to be on Delta Quadrant.
What